Taylor Swift made some of the most valuable music on the planet, and for years, she didn't own a single second of it. Somebody else did. They bought it, sold it, and profited off of her life's work while she watched. And then she did something that had never really been done before at that level. She took it all back and turned the whole mess into a billion-dollar lesson with ownership. Stick with me, because what she did is the exact thing separating people who look rich from people who actually are. Here's the setup. For most of her early career, Taylor wrote the songs, sang the songs, and made the label a fortune. But the label owned the masters. The masters is the original recordings, the actual asset, the thing that gets paid every single time a song is streamed, licensed, or played in a movie. She created it, she didn't own it. And when the catalog got sold, it got sold to people she didn't want anywhere near it for a reported few $100 million. And she had no say, because on paper, it was never hers. Imagine building something that whole world loves and finding out you don't control any of it. Now watch what she did, because this is a masterclass. She didn't sue her way out of it, and she didn't beg. She looked at the one thing she did own: her voice, her fans, and the legal right to re-record. And she used it all as leverage. She went back and re-recorded the album note for note, called them Taylor's version, and told the world to stream those instead. Every time a fan chose her new recordings, the old masters somebody paid hundreds of millions and got a little more worthless. She devalued the asset she didn't own until she could take control of the whole thing she built. That's leverage at its purest form. And here's the lesson under the drama. The one thing that has nothing to do with music. Fame is rented, ownership is owned. Taylor was famous and rich for years while somebody else quietly owned the most valuable thing she'd ever make. You can generate a fortune and still own nothing. That's most of the people you see flexing online. Revenue is not the same as wealth. Wealth lives in what you own, in the asset that keeps paying you, in the thing with your name on it, on the title. If you're producing masters for somebody else and calling it success, you're doing exactly what she refused to keep doing. So bring it home. Ask yourself an honest question. Are you building an asset you own, or a job you rent? Do you own your customer list, or does a platform own your audience? Do you own your brand and your intellectual property, or are you making somebody else's catalog every day? Are you building a business that could be sold one day, or one that dies the second you stop showing up? The whole point is to build your own masters, the customer relationship, the brand, the cash flowing entity, and own the title to it. And this is where the wealthy separate themselves. They don't just create, they acquire, they buy the masters. They use other people's money to take ownership of things that already produce income instead of spending their lives making assets for somebody else to own. You can do the same thing on your level. Use OPM to buy cash flowing business, to own the building your business sits in, to control the asset instead of renting your income from it forever. Taylor could have stayed rich and famous and just complained about it. Instead, she thought in decades, not weeks. She took control of what she built. That's the mindset. Protect what you create like the title actually matters, because it does. The famous person makes the masters. The wealthy person owns them. If that hit, subscribe to the Joshua Jones. I turn the moves that wealthy make into plays you could actually run every single week. And if you want my breakdown on owning your masters and buying cash flow assets with other people's money, comment the word OPM and I'll send it your way.